to the big match revisited, a chance to look back at the way football was televised more than 4 decades ago. This edition was shown in April 1975. The season was approaching a thrilling conclusion. Fulham and West Ham were celebrating after winning places in the cup final, while some big clubs were desperate to avoid relegation. Settle down for some football nostalgia with host Brian Moore.
Welcome again to the big match. A packed programme, 3 games, and the main one is that crisis match at the bottom of the First Division between Spurs and Chelsea, where thousands were locked out. Also a critical game from the top, where Everton met Sheffield United in a thriller, and from the Second Division, Norwich City against Nottingham Forest. 2 studio guests today, Steve Perryman, the skipper of Spurs, and as we continue our cup final countdown, we welcome Alex Stock. But first it's across to White Hart Lane, that crucial relegation game between Spurs and Chelsea, a match that'll send the losers within a step of the Second Division. The most important game played in the history of the 2 clubs. Chelsea have gambled on youth. 18-year-old Ray Wilkins named by new team manager Eddie McCready as captain. So a mighty task facing him, and what a day for these 2 teams. Spurs seem to have overcome their colds and flu. John Duncan, Cyril Knowles fit, Martin Chivers back as sub. A strange-looking Chelsea side, no John Hollins, Peter Houseman out, Steve Kember is sub. Really is a day when the club have got one eye on the present and one on the future. We've seen skipper Ray Wilkins now joined in the side by 17-year-old John Sparrow, who of course has played before, but making his first league appearance for the club, 18-year-old Londoner Teddy Maybank. The referee today is Jack Taylor of Wolverhampton. The crowd is the biggest of the day, 51,000, with the gates closed and thousands locked out.
So away we go, except that there's a false start. So away we go, and it's Chelsea attacking the goal to our right in an all-blue strip against Spurs in the white shirts, and Cook was right in there straight away. Both sides staring the Second Division in the face, and a win here today would at least ease the problems for either side. Tremendous tension here. Young Butch Wilkins, Ray Wilkins there, the new Chelsea skipper. Knowles now for Tottenham, who've been plagued by colds and flu this week, and Cyril Knowles was one of them. Say it's the most important game in the history of either club. Sparrow putting it here for Harris, and 2 white shirts are pouncing on him, but it's safely back with Phillips. Hutchinson trying to get in there, but Beale getting it away towards Perryman, but Wilkins was there first. Hutchinson there first again for Chelsea. Knowles, the short one to Alfie Conn. Locke went right through on that one, and Jack Taylor's calling him to him, and I think it's going to be a booking for Locke. It was a great dummy there by Alfie Conn, and Locke carried right through, and Jack Taylor says that constitutes a booking. Now it's with Knowles. Now Britton. Wilkins played nicely there, but the number 7 couldn't quite get to it, David Hay. Harris losing it in the air, Duncan trying to nod it there for Jones. Wilkins in there setting a good example for Chelsea, the young skipper. Finding Gary Locke. Maybank nodding it down, and Wilkins available again. Played off beautifully by Wilkins for Britain now. Can Chelsea? Oh, what a save by Jennings. Oh, brilliant save by Jennings. A superb ball by Butch Wilkins. And Britain timed his run beautifully, and what an excellent piece of goalkeeping again by Pat Jennings. Well, Spurs fans have been saying that it's Pat Jennings who's been saving Spurs for so long this season. He's saved them for sure there. Harris at the back for Chelsea. Conn with Tottenham's throw. Duncan being watched by Harris and being beaten by Harris. And a throw to Chelsea. Hutchinson holding off Knowles. Referee allowing the advantage there very well as Hutchinson tries to find David Hay on the far side. Maybank trying to get away from Beale. Wilkins turning it on, and Sparrow had gone right forward, and as well for Tottenham that Kinnear managed to turn that one into touch. Now it's with Charlie Cook from Sparrow's throw. Well, Locke won't get to that one. It's Tottenham's throw. Knowles for Tottenham. Droy. Naylor. Oh, a bit of kicking going on there between Naylor and Britton after the ball had gone. And I fancy it was Ian Britton who was the guilty one there, and the referee has obviously agreed. He's gone to have a quick word with him. Another small example of the way the tensions are beginning to show themselves in this game. Now it's with Conn. Perryman couldn't get in there and really had no chance, but Jones could. But now Cook can take it up for Chelsea. Wilkins. Maybank really playing a lone hand up front now, but here's David Hay joining him. This looks better for Chelsea as Maybank tries to get in there with a header. It comes now for Charlie Cook. Chipped in delicately again. Oh, and what a save again by Pat Jennings from Hutchinson. Well, they are two tremendous saves that Jennings has made. What a lovely bit of football, though, by Charlie Cook. Delicately floating that ball in there, and Hutchinson gave it all he could, and even then, Jennings was equal to it. Naylor to Perryman. Chipped in again towards Chris Jones, and again Droy is there. Naylor nodding it in again. Duncan right in there too. The Spurs fans were howling for something there. They wanted a penalty, but it was never, ever on. What a bad ball by Harris. Straight to Knowles. And now it's with Naylor. Oh, and that's got to be a free kick, surely. No, they've played the advantage, and... no, they haven't played the advantage. The linesman kept his flag down, and although Naylor got it over. The foul by Harris on Terry Naylor. Another free kick to Tottenham. So Cyril Knowles, with that faithful left foot of his, will lift another ball in towards John Phillips in that Chelsea goal. Chelsea with 10 men back inside the penalty area now. Knowles with the free kick for Tottenham, floated to the far side. Oh, and Phillips is under pressure there. Finally pushing it over. Knowles, if anything, floating there just a little too close to him. And Phillips able to turn it over. A corner then to Tottenham. Duncan in the 6-yard area. Perryman again there, and again Sparrow gets it away as far as Naylor. A little dink forward, and Hutchinson is right back there using his height to good advantage for Chelsea. Now it's with Alfie Conn. Nice little touch there. Osgood turning it in first time, and again Mickey Droy is there for Chelsea. Perryman trying to turn it there towards Neighbour, and Kinnear is right in there too, shadowed by Harris, and another corner for Tottenham. Now will he go for Perryman again? No, it's a deeper one this time towards Osgood, and he couldn't get his head to that one. Cook now for Chelsea. Britton for Chelsea. Harris. Cook took the ball, did Knowles. Throw to Chelsea. Maybank. Free kick. Done a very good job so far, Jack Taylor. Wonderful atmosphere. Long time since they've had a crowd quite as big as this at White Hart Lane. Hutchinson right in there, Droy right in there again, Cook trying to get his an angle there, and finally Spurs in desperation got it away. Philip Beale, now Con. Trying to find one way through, then another. Naylor's up there supporting him, Knowles too. There's another of those crosses from Cyril Knowles, aimed towards Duncan, but beaten away by Harris. Wilkins finding Cook. This could be interesting. 3 against 3 if Chelsea strike quickly. Naylor trying to get back quickly. Still with Cook. Still with Cook, and there's the shot cannoning off Philip Beale. And Jennings, yes, he kept it away from being a corner. There seems to be nothing he cannot do this afternoon. Push by Osgood on Hutchinson and the Chelsea free kick. So Harris will take the free kick for Chelsea. Curled in again towards Droy. Beale, oh, now Charlie Cook! Yes! No! Handball! Handball! Cook says it hit him on the shoulder. Well, as that came down, Charlie Cook says the referee, so the referee says, controlled that with his arm, whacked it into the back of the net, all for nothing. Jones. Good play by him. Oh, and what a good save by Phillips. Superb bit of skill by the young Channel Islander, Chris Jones. He turned Harris inside out, hit a superb left foot shot all in one movement, and over the crossbar. Phillips fisting that one away, but only as far as Elfie Con. Now Con getting in behind that defence again, but also putting his cross behind the goal. Beale watching Maybank. Well, that's not a bad view. Beale, Perryman, Con, and back to Pat Jennings. As the whistle goes for half-time, no goals in this crucial game at the foot of the First Division, and no goals because of one man in particular. Well, John Phillips, yes, for a marvellous save that he made from Chris Jones just before half-time, but more particularly from Pat Jennings. 2 absolutely brilliant saves from Ian Britton and then from the header from Ian Hutchinson. That's the reason we stand goalless, and that's the reason why we got 45 more minutes of tension to come. We take a break now, and after that break we'll be right back with the second half from White Hart Lane. Spurs 0, Chelsea 0.
Every start, every circuit, every crash, every fan, every celebration. For every second of every race, everybody knows it's here on BT Sport.
I can't wait for the lights to turn green.
How does so much energy create such silence?
It's like I can drive further than the horizon.
You know, it's like the hybrid you can feel.
At Britain's newest bank, Antandek, Dec presents a new idea for mortgage overpayments.
So buying 5 less coffees a week could take 2 years off your mortgage. Wow. Introducing Antandek's in-branch micro cafe. Now the coffee is a fraction of the price because it's a fraction of the size.
It's genius.
Oh, brilliant.
I think I swallowed my mug. Meanwhile, at Santander, they're helping customers find ways to take years off their mortgage with their overpayment calculator. See what's possible at Santander.
Silence the Squawk. Buy brand new cars with Auto Trader.
Morning, David. All ready for the 10 o'clock?
All good.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, God.
the time has arrived.
Thought he wasn't in today.
This is the main event of the morning. Tyson, the Gypsy King, Fury.
Say that again, I can't hear a word with this racket going on. Morning, Dave.
All right, Tyson. Didn't think he was in this morning.
I'm here all week, you big dosser.
Great.
So welcome back to White Hart Lane. A goalless first half. Spurs now attacking the goal to our right, knowing that a victory for Tottenham would take them out of the bottom three. Naylor, Duncan right in there, and Wilkins getting it away. Naylor again for Tottenham, played nicely there, and Duncan with the shot. Oh, and Phillips just got down there to turn that round. Difficult to say from this angle whether it was on target or not, and not hit all that cleanly. But Phillips had to get down quickly to push that away from John Duncan. Well, a promising start to the second half then for Spurs. Now with this corner to be taken by Alfie Conn. And Keith Osgood again right up there waiting in a deep position in that Chelsea penalty area. Phillips always in command of that situation. Maybank for Britain. Gary Locke. And Naylor turning it away. Game so delicately poised, it really is difficult to see who's going to make the breakthrough. 10 minutes of the second half gone. The only thing that's certain is that Ian Hutchinson is going to hurl another long one forward, and that Mickey Droy is going right up there again into that Tottenham penalty area. A lower trajectory that time, and Droy was there with a header, and Jennings was alive to it. Beale having quite a battle there with Maybank. Now Perryman, played for Knowles. Sparrow, a very powerful header away, but only as far as Beale. Pumped in again towards Duncan. Now for Joe Kinnear. Again Troy almost on his knees to get that one away to Charlie Cook. So away goes Cook. Maybank away on the right. Britain coming up in support. Now with Maybank. Britain. Back for Locke. Time to measure up that situation and look for Ian Hutchinson. And now Perryman can bring it away for Tottenham. Hay is after him, but that's a good ball by Perryman. Nicely into the path there of John Duncan, who's got Jones in the middle, but problems with Sparrow. Still got it across though. Now can Jones turn? It's played for Perryman! Yes, and Tottenham have scored! So Perryman has done it. And so much credit down that right touchline to Duncan. And when the ball finally came over, Jones couldn't find the angle, but he had the sense to find Perryman, and for Perryman, in the end, it was a simple job. Spurs 1, Chelsea 0. Steve Perryman, the skipper, is the scorer. Now Maybank beaten by Beale. And with the news coming from Birmingham that Luton are well on the way to a win up there at St Andrews today. So important that Spurs get 2 points from this game. And that puts even greater pressure now on Chelsea. Cook, place really has come alive now. And here's Cook trying to retrieve it all for Chelsea. A good cross there towards Hutchinson, and he couldn't quite get the header in, and bodies were falling everywhere. Jennings right out of his penalty area and playing it safely into touch. A good cross there by Charlie Cook, and Hutchinson went in there without any fear of what might happen to him, and the bodies were sprawling everywhere as that ball went wide. Hay with the throw for Chelsea. Tremendous noise here at White Hart Lane now, and Kinnear putting it behind for the corner. So Chelsea with the corner. Charlie Cook is going to take it. Droy is up there again. A deep one towards Mickey Droy, and he got his head to it as well, but Perryman, the man who scored, gets it away. Locke chipped in again. Oh, and look at the run here made by Sparrow, and in the end he could do nothing with it. What a brilliant piece of running though by young John Sparrow, the 17-year-old. In the end he couldn't quite match the skills with the timing of his run. Some worried faces on that Chelsea bench now, you can be sure of that. And some worried faces there as well, don't worry. 1-0's not enough for them yet. But Spurs have got a free kick. Cyril Knowles is going to take it when they found the right spot to take it. Tottenham's free kick. Aimed towards Chris Jones, the backward header, it might go in, no! Well, Jones had a quiet enough start, but he's improved with every minute in this game. And from that free kick, he just arched it over Phillips's head, and Phillips just stretched up and turned it over. A corner then to Spurs. Alfie Conn with it. Perryman right in there, but with not too much hope of getting it. Knowles trying to get Conn on his way again. Britton battling there with him, and Conn doing a bit of battling on his own. Locke. Britton. Looked to me like a corner, but no, the referee, who was a lot closer, says a goal kick. Cook's header. Cook. The whistle must have gone, I didn't hear it. Free kick again to Chelsea. Desperately looking for an equaliser. Hopefully sending Droy forward again. Leaving Gary Locke to take the free kick. They've planted everybody now, bar the kicker, bar John Sparrow, and bar goalkeeper John Phillips forward now, Chelsea. Spurs are outnumbered in that defence, but Osgood got the header in. There's Harris with the kick, and he miskicked badly. Kinnear only putting it right back into trouble. Droy up there with the header. Wilkins now trying to chip it back in again. Jennings there with his fist. Droy there with a shot, and it's over the line. No, there was a handball by Droy. It's been disallowed. Disallowed. That's the second time Chelsea have had the ball in the Tottenham net today, and the second time that it's been out for handball. That time, according to the referee, Mickey Droy handled the ball. Goal disallowed. despair on the bench. Dry up there with a header. Butch Wilkins, play for David Hay. Tremendous competitive game now with so much hanging on it. Now for Maybank, trying to burst his way through, and my goodness, on a ricochet went no more than a yard wide. Chelsea throwing everything at Tottenham now, just as Tottenham had thrown everything at them in the opening minutes of this half. Wilkins with the corner for Chelsea. Dry again, deep on the far side, the man that Tottenham have to watch. Naylor got that one away. To Neighbour. Throw given, not a free kick. What Jimmy Neighbour's thinking of doing there, but the referee feels quite rightly that it deserves a cautionary word. Maybank taking that well on his body. Jones. The only danger for Chelsea is that by throwing as many men forward as they are, they might leave themselves just a little open in defence, and it's a free kick for Tottenham now. Neighbour trying to tempt Sparrow into the wrong sort of move. Kinnear. Sparrow underneath this one. A corner given. Time for cool heads, and even if they're on young shoulders like Butch Wilkins now, so far as Chelsea are concerned, got to hold Spurs out and go looking for that equaliser, but now they're being pushed back. Oh, and that went just wide again from Knowles coming in there. No, it was Osgood. Mears in the centre there in the light raincoat, with Ron Stewart on the left, his general manager. They've really got problems ahead now if Chelsea lose this one. Hutchinson there, bravely looking for the ball again. Cook with that delicate little chip in there that might cause problems. Oh, and he's lost it! Wilkins! Oh, and he's pretty wide! What a miss! And his teammates coming across to say, look, don't let it worry you. But once Jennings had lost that ball, Spurs were in trouble. And when Wilkins picked it up, it looked as though they were lost. And then the ball went wide. Spurs will take advantage of that. Jones. Dry there for Chelsea, and Duncan is after him too. It'll come to Jones again. That's a good-looking cross as well, and it's not out of play, and Hay had to put it there. Corner to Tottenham. Jimmy Neighbour with the corner then for Tottenham. Perryman was right in there. It'll come now maybe for Alfie Conn. Yes, by Conn! What a superb goal by Alfie Conn. The darling of the crowd, and even more so now. As the ball came over, it came out to the edge of the area where Conn was poised. Belted it in along the ground, past Phillips, 2-0. Spurs 2, Chelsea 0. Harris planting it forward towards Hutchinson. Oh, and there's Britton in there in a good position. Now can Chelsea fight right back? No, they can't. And a goal then would have meant so much to them. Terrific goal, though, by Alfie Conn. Could well just about have sewn it up for Chelsea. took so long to settle in at Tottenham, Alfie Conn. It could well be that that vital second goal is one that helps keep Spurs in the First Division. Who knows? Wilkins to Locke. Wilkins again. Chelsea going gamely forward still. Britain now on the edge of that area. Can they yet turn up something? Maybank is there. Played wide again for his skipper, Butch Wilkins. And there's the cross going in towards Pat Jennings. Oh! That was a tremendous frontal assault there by Hutchinson on Jennings. He lost the ball just for a fraction of a second. Made sure he grabbed it in the nick of time. Hayes' header. Here's Perryman. And the final whistle goes to the roars of relief from all the Tottenham fans. Spurs 2 such valuable points. Alfie Conn with a brilliant second goal to add to the one scored also in the second half by his skipper Steve Perryman. Spurs 2, Chelsea 0. It gives Spurs a glimmer of hope. It puts Chelsea deeper in trouble towards the bottom end of the First Division. A final scoreline then here at White Hart Lane. Spurs 2, Chelsea 0.
Chelsea with 2 home games to come now against Sheffield United this midweek and Everton next Saturday. Spurs away to Arsenal next Saturday. What a crunch game that's going to be. And then a final home game against Leeds United. Here with us, Steve Perryman, the Spurs skipper. You must be glad to get that one behind you with a couple of points in the bag, Steve.
Yeah, definitely. We needed that win.
Was it a very tense afternoon for you?
Yes, it was. We've had the build-up to this game over the past week. We've been looking forward to it. Although we've been in this situation for so many weeks over the season now that this one seemed a little bit special.
You were certainly much more positive, Spurs, in the second half when you seem to have got the tension out of your bodies a little bit. And then, of course, your goal, which we must show you again, because, in fact, you started it yourself in the middle of the field, didn't you?
That's right, yeah. It got knocked out of our box. I picked it up and John Duncan made a run along the line.
Here you are. Good run by John Duncan.
Very good.
I thought at this moment coming up now he might have lost it.
Yes, I did. But he recovers his balance and gets a good cross in on the turn. Chris Jones does very well to hold off the defender and knocks the ball into space from the call that I'd given him.
Then, of course, Alfie Conn added a second goal to that, and you were home. But it's been a good revival by Spurs, hasn't it, when everybody gave you up for dead?
Well, yeah, this is it. The players, the pride were hurt, and
you just had to keep battling away, and you were aware of that, obviously.
Well, yeah, this is it. This hasn't only happened over the last 5 games, it's happened over the last couple of months, and this is the end result.
Yeah. What did you think about Chelsea yesterday?
I thought they did quite well. Obviously, the pressure told on them as the same as it did on us. But I thought the youngsters played well.
And, of course, Pat Jennings made 2 remarkable saves that might have put them into the lead before half-time.
Yes,
and then they had 2 goals that were disallowed, both for handball, which I think is another thing that we ought to investigate as well, certainly on the behalf of the Chelsea fans. This is the first one in the first half. Charlie Cook there, number 11, that's handball there. I don't think you can really argue about that one. And although Charlie then goes on to thump it past Pat Jennings, I think you'll see that his celebrations are really only half-hearted ones. And Charlie himself trying to convince the referee, Jack Taylor, who had a tremendous game, that it hit him on the chest. Don't think Jack Taylor was fooled by that. But then in the second half, a lovely little chip here by Butch Wilkins. Pat Jennings only gets it out there. If there's a handball, it comes up there by Mickey Droy. And look at the positioning again of the referee. And again, Chelsea were disappointed. But of course, what it's going to look now, it looks as though so much is going to rest on your game at Arsenal next week. Now, how do you fancy that one?
Yeah, it's going to be the same sort of pressure all over again. I think we're getting used to it by this time. And we're just hoping for another good result.
Because they won't give you anything, will they? I mean, the old rivals there at
No,
Highbury.
of course they won't. We wouldn't expect it either.
Do you think Spurs are good enough to stay up, really? I mean, do you think they would justify a place in the First Division?
Yeah, as long as we keep working at the game, as we have done over the past couple of months, I'm sure we'll stay up.
Steve, thank you very much for coming in today. Thank you.
Hey, baby. this because I'm a Londoner. That I love London town, but London's foul. London's a merry-go-round, a cycle of life full of ups and downs. How can I win? 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 MLB London Series, live on BT Sport. Roadside assistance.
Hello, Mr. Butler. How can we help you today? I need wheel. Not a problem. Take a right. Okay. Cross the bridge, down the stairs, through those doors.
Through this door here?
And the car should be there, right in front of you.
Unlock cars with your phone, whatever the mission, Enterprise.
At Aqua, we know it can be tough out there. Hey, what's up with you, little guy? Oh. Well, maybe an Aqua credit card could help. By rebuilding your credit rating with no nasty surprises. Thanks to our regular text reminders. And we say yes to someone every 2 minutes. Our eligibility check won't affect your credit rating. So check your eligibility today at aquacard.co.uk.
Meet your genes with 23andMe. And this Father's Day, get £40 off each Health Plus Ancestry Kit at 23andme.co.uk.
Do you have the courage to stand up? Give me the strength to face my demons and forge my own destiny. Allow me to walk my own path. Give me the courage to accept my weaknesses, to learn from every victory and every defeat. Watch me stare down the barrel of failure and scream! I will not go gently into the night. I will not let my past define me, nor waste another opportunity!
We are out. Did it for you guys.
Seize this moment and face your future. Let go of your past and step forward into this moment. History is unstoppable.
Well, at this point, we welcome viewers from Southern Television, and now we come to our second game. And just a few glimpses of the efforts of Norwich City to keep their promotion drive going. Yesterday, they were at home to Nottingham Forest. Anglia's cameras were there, the commentators Jerry Harrison. Norwich are in the dark shorts.
Suggett having to backtrack, but doing very well to keep possession over there where there's absolutely no room. And Suggett again getting by. Can Maguire get in there? Powell. And can Suggett get that one? What a fine ball from the excellent left foot of Powell. There's McDougall. Peters. Oh, Martin Peters with his first goal for Norwich City. Well, we've seen him do it in the claret and blue for West Ham. We've seen him do it for England and Spurs. But this is the first one for Norwich City. Forbes still up there over the far side. McDougall coming to the near post. Up goes Peters. Now Boy up. And he's there. An unfortunate bit of play by Nottingham Forest. But as the ball comes over from Suggett, Peters wins it. It seems to be Boyer in an excellent position, but a ricochet, and then it put into the net by Tottenham. Perhaps it was already over the line, but nevertheless, Boyer probably will be credited with it. So it's Chapman now with Butling going wide to the left, but it's a fairly tired run he's making out there. Forest haven't got a great deal to offer now, and surprisingly, men like McGovern, the number 11, haven't showed all that much. Richardson's gone in the midfield with Robertson dropped back to left back. He's had enough of Suggett. Maguire to Peters. A lot of confidence about this side now. And they're passing really accurate. What a lovely ball to Suggett, who's left completely free. Now Boyer is really wide open. He must get three. ball by McDougall that really searched him out there. Time to control it. Boyer was in a good position and really drove that one home. 3-0, and the First Division getting closer and closer.
Yes, Norwich stay well in the hunt now. And now on the programme, we again look ahead to London's big match in a fortnight's time. That Wembley meeting between Fulham and West Ham as we continue our Cup final countdown. Yes, just a couple of weeks to go now to that FA Cup final, the All-London game. And I welcome to our studio today the Fulham manager, Alex Stock. You must have done a little bit of sweating yesterday with the Les Strong injury in your match yesterday. What's the position now? Is he likely to play at Wembley, do you think?
Know a little bit more about it tomorrow. Here we have a most delightful fella, our most improved player. Quite tragic. 55 appearances this year without missing a game, and suddenly in a little thing, and he's got some sort of knee trouble. We shall know the seriousness of it tomorrow. There is a doubt. But how do you tell a delightful fella there is a doubt 2 weeks before
That's your job, isn't it?
Some jobs very pleasant. Some jobs dead lousy.
I tell you what, you've been renowned as a great cup fighter for so many years, and I think people go back to Yeovil when they were in the Southern League always. Against Sunderland. We've got a little bit of film that I'm sure you'd love to see again, Alex.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
Oh, yes, you will. There we are. There's your night training. And we've also got a little quote from Alex Stock back there in the 1940s. Coming up now.
No matter what the result, we at Yeovil shall have a rattling good day out.
I tell you what, you said there we're going to have a rattling good day out, irrespective of what the score is. And I think you haven't changed in 30 years on that, have you, really?
Well, you see, suddenly you can't get fitter, you can't change your tactics, the players are the same. It's the mood in which you turn people out in. And we've always been underdogs, as we were discussing, you know, rank outsiders. What a lovely position to be in. No sweat on us, is there? We've done it. Yeah. We've got to Wembley.
But what's your philosophy of cup football? I mean, you've had so many cup successes over the years, Alex.
Well, the thing, you know, people try to say cup football isn't different, and we try to cover it up. It is different because crowds make it different, atmosphere makes it different, isn't it? And so the job is to take all the tension out of it. And the job is to arrive with 11 players who are going to die with blood in their boots on this specific day. You know, a fella says, what a pleasant death. If I drop dead in the middle of Wembley, it's, you know, I shan't care. And that is it. It's the mood in which the players turn out is the most essential.
Do you find as time goes on it gets more difficult to motivate your players?
Not really. Not really. Professional football is delightful. You know, they love it, don't they? I've got one or two strong points, haven't I? We've got Bill, now trainer with the England side.
Bill Taylor, yes.
I've got probably the best skipper in the land. He won't bellyache too much, will he? He'll love every moment. And the other elderly statesman back at the back, he'll be 20 foot tall. You'll have to tread those two in the deck. That's a certainty. And be a good day. Be a very good day.
It'll be a very emotional day, though, won't it, as well?
I've got one fear, after you've just shown and talked about a few crowd scenes yesterday. You know, at Fulham we think we're different. We think we're well-mannered, both on and off the field. We don't always please people by playing well all the time. And I hope success doesn't spoil people. You know, if you look generally at football and sport, the hooliganism has come with teams that have won. And I hope this isn't at our place. I have one lovely little thing about it. If as the national anthem is being played, one Fulham supporter wasn't dead with it and dignified, I would cry.
Your fans mean as much to you as that, obviously.
They're delightful. We don't have any roughs, do we?
I think one of the delightful things about this cup final also is that uppermost with both you and West Ham is a feeling of great honesty.
Well, I made a quote, and I think it's right. And I say Pat Partridge, referee, will blow the whistle at the start. We should get stuck into one another, shan't we? You know, it is a cup final, and we're there to entertain people. But I doubt if you'll see one malicious foul. If you do, right, let me know about it. He'll have a beautiful job. He'll start the game and finish it.
Another of the delightful things must be the pleasure you're going to bring to a lot of people who are close to you, like family and so on, Alec. Is that very much in your mind at the moment?
Oh, delightful.
I know you were telling me about your father, 85 years old. I mean, he's going to be there, isn't he?
Well, he won't make it, but my father is the keenest fan of pro football. He tells me. You know, and as I said, we have to provide him with all the record books of the year, and he swats them up, and he can tell Stevie Perriman about the goals he missed. And that's something, you know. And it's a great day for him. And it's a great day. My family is always, you know, my daughters and everybody, for 30 years have been brought up one way in pro football. And of course, it's delightful for them, isn't it?
Alec, it's been a pleasure having you on our programme today. And not to talk about who's going to win and who's not going to win, but just to talk a little bit of football.
We'll talk about that later on, about 2 days before the match.
I look forward to that as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Every start, every circuit, every crash, every fan, every celebration. For every second of every race, everybody knows it's here on BT Sport.
Do you want to charge?
What you think of me now? How you like that?
Oh, thanks.
How you like that?
So nice.
What you think of me now? How you like that? What you think of me now?
It's Hart Breakfast with Jamie Theakston and Amanda Holden.
Whatever you're up to, have a great day.
The all-new Hart Breakfast with Jamie Theakston and Amanda Holden. Weekday mornings when you wake up.
And now we come to our golden goals of 1975. And this week, we show you again the final six. And remember, you have to put them in an order of merit, which is best, which is second best, right down to the sixth best. So, goal A, scored by Tony Field for Sheffield United against Ipswich Town.
Field. Tony Field going well, riding 2 tackles and a third. Good running. A great goal. A masterpiece of a goal.
Goal B, this one's by Jimmy Greenoff of Stoke City, and it was scored against Birmingham City.
Styles out. Sounds. Skeels aiming for Robertson, gets it on for Greenoff. That looks useful. That's a good one. What a goal! Jimmy Greenoff.
Goal C, Terry Yorath of Leeds United got this one, and it came against Stoke City.
Clark. Leeds having to go sideways and backwards to find a bit of space. But a lovely flick by Yorath. Very well done. Yorath still going. Bremner will take it over. Now Clark on to Yorath. It's there, Yorath! 3! Yorath started it inside his own half and Yorath finished it.
Goal D, this is from the third division, scored by Colin Powell of Charlton Athletic, and it came against Crystal Palace.
Jeffries. Now Powell. Oh, what a good shot! Oh, and what a goal by Colin Powell. Tremendous goal for Charlton Athletic.
Goal E, scored by Keith Robson of West Ham United against Middlesbrough at Upton Park.
Robson, all played on nicely by Robson for Brooking, who's got Gould away on the right. Using their wings well, West Ham. Bobby Gould with a shot, and Robson! Oh, what a goal! Keith Robson! A beautiful goal!
And goal F, John Mitchells for Fulham in that first semi-final against Birmingham City at Hillsborough.
The top of his head, but Lacey is there for Fulham. Played back again for Bobby Moore. Mullery. Curled in nicely there for Mitchell. Oh, and what a screaming goal! Mitchell! 1-0 to Fulham.
Our last action today is from a thrilling match at Goodison Park, where Everton, with their eyes on the Championship, took on Sheffield United. The game covered by Granada, commentator Gerald Sinstadt, Everton in the dark shirts.
Dobson. Jones with him, going outside him. And position now for the cross. Pearson was going up but couldn't meet it. Dobson nodding it off for Smallman. And David Smallman's first goal in the First Division is a honey. Look at that left foot. 3 men in the wall. In fact, only about 8 yards off. Curry standing beside the ball. There's the wall. So it's played for Badger. Good shot! Hit the post! Cracking shot from Len Badger. Davis beaten. Spate. And now Davis has got that. What a great free kick by Len Badger. Buckley popping up on the right for the first time in the game. Got Dobson with him, number 8. Jones. Dobson. On for Buckley. Buckley, a good quick cross to Pearson. Can he shoot? Penalty, yes! Referee won't hear from Keith Eddy's protests. Jim Pearson set out to sidestep to make himself room for a shot, and down he went. Watch now, there's the trip, and that's the penalty which Gary Jones will take. Brown has abandoned his cap. And Gary Jones. Just over half an hour gone, and Everton all smiles. Brown completely deceived by the direction of a not very hard but very well placed kick. Important for Everton to keep their concentration, to maintain the impetus that that fine first half gave them. Woodward. Oh, good corner and a great goal. Scored, I think, by Eddie. Well, it was a tremendous goal. And nobody better or more menacing with a corner kick than Alan Woodward. Just watch how well he swings this one across. And a tremendous header. Eddie off his feet when he meets the ball and gets his 10th goal of the season. Field. In steps Buckley. Curry got a foot to it. Dearden. Woodward to his right. Coming for the short ball. This is Woodward. Out there for Badger. Davis. Got his hands to it, but it's gone in. Scored by Dearden. 2-2. Good cross by Badger. Put Davis under pressure. And he couldn't hold it, and as it dropped, Dearden got it in. Bradford. Badger. 6 minutes left. Field. And in comes Carey. 3-2! The last word with Tony Curry. And the end of a season of endeavour for Everton. The long ball down the line after Sheffield United had diced for so long with passing back to the goalkeeper. Glorious cross by Field and the finishing touch by Curry.
A defeat that ruined Everton's championship bid. It begins to look like Derby's title. But still the crucial question remains of who is relegated from the First Division with Carlisle. Spurs gave themselves a glimmer of hope yesterday with that victory over Chelsea, thanks to some superb goalkeeping by Pat Jennings, and then the killer goal from Alfie Conn.
Britain now, can Chelsea? Oh, what a save by Jennings! Maybank tries to get in there with a header. It comes now for Charlie Cook. Chipped in delicately again. Oh, and what a save again! Jimmy Neighbour with the corner then for Tottenham. Perryman was right in there. It'll come now maybe for Alfie Conn. Yes, by Conn!